Hey guys, so we're going to work on solving multi-step equations. And one of the things I know about solving multi-step equations is the first thing I need to do is I need to clear my grouping symbols. So right here, this is a grouping symbol. I have 4 times k plus 3. So anytime I see a parentheses, I know that that is another way to write multiplication. So I have 4k plus 12. Then I'm going to draw my equal bar. I didn't do anything to the 7k, so I'm going to drop it down. And then I'm going to clear this other grouping symbol. So 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times negative k is negative 2k. All right. The next thing that I have to do is I have to simplify each side of the equation. So I like to draw a line down the middle of the equation to help me see if it's properly simplified or not. So when I look at the left side of the equation, 4k plus 12, it is as simple as it can be. I cannot put 4k and 12 together because they are not like terms. So I'm just going to copy that side down the way that it is. But I see on the other side that I can put 7 and 2 together, and 7 minus 2 is 5, so I'm left with 5k plus 14. All right, so now I look at the left side of my equation. As I mentioned before, it is simplified as much as it can. And now I'm going to look at the right side of my equation, and it is also simplified as much as it can. So now I have to make the decision of whether I'm going to move my variables to the left or to the right. And I should say right now that it does not matter if I take the 5 to the 4 or the 4 to the 5. All that matters is that I get variables on one side and I get numbers on the other. It's my choice how I want to move them. So I always like to move everything to the left. So I know that this is a positive 5. And I know the only way I'm going to have this turn into 0 is to subtract away a negative 5k. When I do, that zeroes out. So what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. That is my property of equality. So now I'm left with negative 1k. All right, so I have all my letters on one side, or my variables on one side. Now it's time for me to get my numbers on the other side. So again, I'm going to use that property of equality to turn this into 0. It was a positive 12, and the opposite of positive 12 is a negative 12. And that zeroes out. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And that leaves me with positive 2. All right, so the goal of solving an equation is to get k by itself, and I need one positive k. Right now, I don't have a positive k. I have one negative k. And I see that that negative 1 is multiplying against that k. So to undo that multiplication, I'm going to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. And I end up with k is equal to negative 2. Okay, so I feel pretty confident that this is my answer. Now I'm going to take this answer and I'm going to plug it back in and check it. And I should note that if you get stuck on your TN Ready test, you can always work backwards by plugging the answers back into the original problem. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the original problem, and everywhere where I see a k, I'm going to put a negative 2. Okay, and I know that minus a negative 2 is the same thing as plus a 2. All right, so I'm going to do, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, meaning that I'm going to do my order of operations first. So I have 4 times 1 is equal to negative 14 plus 2 times 9. And again, that 2 times 9 came from 7 plus 2. This side is going to turn into 4. Negative 14 plus 18. And then 4 is equal to 4. And I got a true statement. So I know that my answer is indeed correct, and my answer for this problem is B.